Earlier this week, I got an interesting comment on my comment section insinuating that I'm another content creator who no longer uploads, who has allegedly accused of stealing talking points from a well-known dark wisdom BWE writer. Do you know how many BWE writers and thought leaders there were who have been taught by the same dark wisdom spiritual practitioner? Do you know that those of us in her tutelage have actually read the books put in front of us and done the work? We have also resolved our issues with toxic communities we have emerged from. This person clearly hasn't seen every video I uploaded or has no discernment to differentiate the person they were comparing me to a real practitioner of this dark wisdom mindset. For example, the person she's accusing me of being used her platform to low-key center and worship men. The entire platform was black men this, black men that. Black men walked backwards on a Saturday night. A black man looked at me funny. Dumb shit. Then she had courses on how to get that same degenerate black man laughable. And she made money. Of course, she got her coins off of rage baiting and bounced, because she was talking about the very thing that triggers, but at the same time enamors and causes the peptide bonds and cortisol to erupt in black women. Black men. Now, it doesn't matter if the channel is talking grimy about black men. It's all a ruse, a cover, a beard, shall we say, for their deep devotion and love for the brothers. So if you go on a live and they're talking wild about black men, they love them, even if they are calling them bullet bags and nig dogs or eggnogs. They love them. Once you make someone a priority, you love them. Now, could they be a little bit perturbed that the buck-toothed, big forehead boy in 5th grade or in college called them ugly? Could be, and now they are taking out their angst on social media for the world to witness. Well, if the manosphere bitches about the woman that got away, so do they. But the real teachers have always taught you that it was you. You were the one that had to change, to grow to be and do better, to make better choices and be in the right places. People must know the differences. My channel works hard to get the right information, teach the right action plan, and teaches our subscribers to create a new world for themselves. The difference is we do not talk about men. A man is the most easiest thing to get, but building yourself up from ground zero is not. Our platform isn't glamorous. It's not going to promise you a man at the end of the process, especially if you do not do the work on yourself. If you don't do the work, you may still get a man, but he will be dustier than a 2-year-old powdered donut. We saw all the mistakes that past BWE thought leaders made from some time ago. They catered to all black women. We learned that you cannot cater to all black women. That's a futile attempt. We also learned that your platform should give a good action plan and teach everything you need to teach them, then make a quick exit stage left. In the past 2.5 years, we have learned that staying will just make you a glutton for punishment by the very same black women you were helping. I just saw a video of 2 content creators, both in their 50s. One was talking about the new movement of black women opting out from this administration for the next 4 years. But she said, black women, if you're going to opt out and stop talking about it on the damn internet. Stop reposting white female Trumpsters. Stop replying and green screening their dumb posts. She said, black women continue to keep talking and never do what they're going to say. It's as if they are addicted to attention and being heard. Another content creator was so disgusted with black women for starting another platform about how they are going to move in the next 4 years and invited black men and other races of women into the discussion. I agreed with both of these content creators that black women will never learn. Instead of creating our own game, but no, black women are not just the mules of the earth. They are the global pygmies. We don't trust our own power. There's no trust with each other. This is what I have learned. I have learned that only a handful out of 10,000 will want to make their lives great by really decentering everyone else and putting themselves forward. Remember, my platform was an experiment. And what I guessed, unfortunately, came out to be right. We and our subs, followers, and some patrons are divestment outliers. I'm the kind of person that loves to give people the benefit of the doubt. So when I saw extreme toxic divestment rear its ugly head, I tried to see if my channel could be that change, a softer approach to dark wisdom, where it's action-oriented, less harsh language, more nurturing, and it didn't matter. My platform was too heavy on self-improvement, self-accountability, self-assessment, and less about black dick and celebrity news. Black women want party and bullshit. Myself and my team have seen channels that claim they're in the best interest of black women. But talk about Negroes every video. They literally blow up overnight. Even more so if they talk about sex and getting dick, or what some colorist celebrity said. My young editor once joked during one of our 5-hour editing nights, imagine if you were single and this was your only job. You'd be homeless. And she's right. We see the numbers dwindle and drop off when our videos aren't about men or how to get them. The dick addiction is heavy among black women. It's like a primal hunger that cannot be quenched. The 4B movement is a farce of rejected women. They talk about what evils men are doing, but not how to help women in those situations. What's the action plan? On a few Patreon posts, I talked about some Blackistani nonsense as a cautionary tale, and an older patron on my Patreon said, listen, I didn't come to your Patreon to talk about black men, and she was also right. I marketed myself to BWE divestment outliers, the truly divested, the women who were willing to level up for themselves and their own future, not for some Negro. How do I know? Because the same 15 people who comment in the comment section are the same 15 people that stayed alert on the platform and got free courses and paid for the wealth course and are reporting on all the actions they are taking. They take their life seriously. They are asking questions. They are fully involved in the process, while the other hundreds of thousands sit bobbing their heads robotically under platforms that are hamster wheels, stationary bikes, and treadmill rhetoric. There's false movement. There's no change of scenery, no character building, just leg spinning, false emotions, and deceptive mental masturbation. Black women continue to convince themselves that the think pieces, panels, and the hateful talk, the anger is doing something. It won't do a damn thing. I made not 1 penny on this YouTube platform and not more than a G on Patreon, because we didn't tease with titles like 10 ways you can get the man, 12 secrets to flirting that will get you picked. Nor did I have titles like Chris Brown rejected another dark-skinned black woman. Nor did I do 5-hour-long think pieces to why Snoop Dogg called Gayle King a dog-headed bitch. Little did that commenter realize I learned a very, very, very long time ago, maybe even before her birth, that most of the black community, the black church and black men, ain't shit. Yes, there are some unicorns and fairies and magical elves in quiet places, but collectively, it's a bust, a big disappointing bust. American racism, internalized racism, in which colorism and ignorance is a quick symptom, and with that the desire not to shine in anything outside of hip-hop, gospel music, and sports. Failure to thrive because of jealousy between the have-nots and haves. Black male ego when they don't succeed, and how it affects whoever is living with them. I also learned that the black male has never had black women's backs, even in ancient times. But I also know why, and here's where there's a separation among black women. Black women want to hear that the black man is evil, he's shiftless and irresponsible, but they don't want to hear that it's their fault. Historically, the black woman put him in that power position, and he didn't reciprocate like the white men did with their mama. While white men made their mamas the beauty standard and allowed them to enjoy the wealth and white privilege, black men were selling us to Arabs. This is where black women really separate. That's why I have only 15 black women working their asses off, rebuilding their lives through the spellcasting course with 47 people on a Patreon. Only 400 on average watch the free YouTube videos, and 8,600 subscribers that only watch the shorts. 15 out of 8,600. taking from the same pool of women that say they want better lives. This is the same pool of 100,000 Black women that follow so-called Black women-centered channels. Is it a wonky algorithm? Nope. I know content creators connected to larger channels, and because they do not speak about Black men, they too, despite how connected they are to people who get 3,000 to 10,000 views per upload, cannot even crack 1,000 subs. While the angry assholes have thousands of Black female zombies on their lives, giggling when the host hangs up on the trolling Black men who call in, the very Black men they are supposed to hate. When will we take our time seriously? Calling other Black women pick-me's and mammies, but they have the so-called figure of their derision on every damn thumbnail. What this commenter doesn't know is, I learned a lot more before YouTube. I've been in private BWE spaces, where there's only 40 women in a course, carefully crafted for women's real improvement. But today's content creators who talk about Black men all day use your anger to make a YouTube career. But listen, as a successful entrepreneur, I'm not here to hate the players or the game. Props to those women to be crafty enough to rage bait the cash out of you, while you take no action, still looking out your rail-covered windows in Blackistan, or stuck in a red state with no prospects. I know from experience when you niche down, you run a high risk of failure. But I see you Black women. I see what really entertains you. I see the curse in all its glory. But I have no control over that. I only have to guide the 15 that want to make real changes. Our goal was 7,000. And even though we may never get that number, the attempt was worth the try. It was worth it, creating a platform for the next generation. If there is a next generation. That's if the next generation parties and bullshits and continues to dance with toxic anger instead of transmuting it. What I learned is that the collective Black women want free handouts for what will actually help them, but will pay for degeneracy. Here's where you curse yourselves. When you are looking for the truth, but you do not want to make a sacrifice for the truth, when you get that truth, it won't work. You will take action plan upon action, and you will see it work on others who made a sacrifice and not on you. I'm literally seeing it on my platform. If the action plan or spell is offered for free, that creator is making a sacrifice, and her world will go backward because of it. But when she puts a price or prerequisites on it, a sacrifice for you to offer, to receive the information, you get blessed when you pay it or make the sacrifice for the information. What I learned from this experiment, that Black women want to learn without making sacrifices, but will gladly offer a sacrifice to something that won't teach them or help them. This is the curse. So smart fools like myself figure if we soften our past BWE sisters and dark wisdom classmates approach, and maybe that new approach with the same information we all learned at the feet of smarter, older women, we will help these Black women wake up. That's not what happens. And this is for future BWE dark wisdom women who feel they should put their superhero cape on. Black women as a collective do not care. Do not waste your time. But if you do, expect to get maybe 40 women out of 10,000, 100 if you're a charismatic, 200 if you add how to get a man, like one dark wisdom which said, "The curse causeless shall not come," which is taken from Proverbs 26:2. The shit collective Black women are going through today is not a fluke or a mishap or a plague of randomness. It's disrespecting radical truth and choosing to stay enraptured by idiocy. BWE thought leaders in the past, or who now quietly nurture their own pastures in quiet, have realized the futility in going global. The truth will remain in small camps and secret vestiges of practitioners. These women will take the hard action, will clear, will get rid of, remove themselves from toxicity. Their smart followers will also see the futility of teaching to the future. The world in its hate for Black women has kept those women addicted to their validation. Black women are the kids in the candy store jumping to get the candy, while the world makes the counter higher, higher, and higher for them unable to reach. There is no community willing to lift them up. There's no real patriarchy. There's only competition and others willing to pull down each other to reach the top. This is what I have learned. Instead of reaching for the counter like the multitude, we thought leaders have found the back door to where the candy is made. The truth is behind the back door. It always was. You have to sneak, connive, and convince your way into it. This is true dark wisdom, realizing there is no support. You can't take usual channels other women take. You have to turn off the usual GPS route to success. You as a Black woman have to take the treacherous back roads. You have to understand the mindset of different types of people. You have to study ways of speech, the reflection in eyes. They all tell a story. They tell you how you need to spell caste. No man, no community, no family is coming to save you. You have to save you. You have to make a table before your enemies and protect it with all your might. No old white long-bearded God is going to do that. No Black man is going to do that. Hating the Black kindergarten patriarchy is like a mother hating her newborn for crying. Children are going to act like children. There should be no other expectation. Our energy, hard work, and time have been put into 200 highly edited and crafted videos. We BWE have left breadcrumbs for Black women through books, courses, videos, Patreons, and private spaces behind a paywall. Before I understood curses, I never understood why. Now I get it. My channel, my undisclosed website, and Patreon will be the many breadcrumbs left over for future generations to seek the truth. And to the commenter that inspired this video, I am not the content creator you named. We are completely different people. Look at her content and mine. The differences are like night and day. She gets thousands of more views because she discusses Black relationships 24/7. That's already a clue that it's a bird brain platform. Ours is an underdog platform for a special kind of Black woman. We represent fighters and women who are willing to do deep inspection on their situation and go into full reconstruction mode. Women who want guidance and will sacrifice for valuable information. If that's only hundreds, so be it. Let this video be for any future BWE under my tutelage, or KSCs or any other. The majority will not listen. They will call you scammers, grifters, but will dance under the videos of the ones who are really fleecing them. This is radical truth. And this is why we say, don't share info you learned. It's not being shady. It's all about curses and energy. When you give freely with your heart and the receiver is ungrateful and using it to mock you or cheapen it for others to view, you curse yourselves. And those women curse themselves in wealth, life, and relationships. This is the curse Black women are under. I have seen women in dark places sharing a BWE's writer's entire course to unscrupulous women. Hours and hours of hard work for them to peruse and debase. I laughed seeing this for them, for not realizing they just put a curse on themselves. They will lose money, love, suffer miscarriages and all other traumas, and not know why. That being said, after almost 20 years of BWE and feminine spiritual teaching, only a small band of women of each teacher have awakened from their patriarchal fairy tale. The question still remains, how many BWE thought leaders and writers does it take to help Black women screw in a light bulb and awaken out of darkness? Clearly too much. It's time for BWE writers to retire and work on the real talents they were born with and to serve the world. It's time to leap from the shadows of helping women and remaining quiet and reserved in the background. Some of us are great orators, artists, musicians, businesswomen, lawyers, builders, and therapists. It's time to serve the world our talents. We too deserve to shine on our own and not as just the teachers of Black women. We did it all. We provided the resources, the teachings. Right now we are preaching to the choir. How do I know this? Because the people I have followed for years have had no large jumps in their subs or private platforms. What can you do to let your light shine to the global community instead of just centering Black women? Certainly, and hopefully you have other forms of making a living instead of relying on the fickleness and bright, shiny object chasers in Black womanhood, which is exhausting. This is the time to show them, then to teach them. This is the time to prove your work and teaching in the physical and leave the rest to handle what life is yet to give them. Your caring and free giving is holding you back, not elevating you. Stop handing light bulbs to people too distracted, confused about the truth, and fearful to just simply screw it in. Transmuted living. Unlock the blueprint to thriving as an African American woman in today's world. In a world that's shifting and challenging us in unprecedented ways, we, as African American women, need tools to not just survive, but thrive. Introducing a life-changing audio course that will equip you with the spiritual laws and practical action steps needed to elevate every aspect of your life. Your health, your wealth, your relationships, and your sense of purpose. Imagine an exclusive audio guide, a priceless reservoir of wisdom, holding the secrets of our ancestors and actionable plans for navigating today's polarized society. This isn't just a course, it's a powerful transformation experience designed to arm you with the keys to unlock your dream lifestyle, attract the love you deserve, and build a legacy of health and wealth. Alongside this course, you'll receive a comprehensive wealth PDF action guide tailored specifically to the challenges and dreams of African American women. With each section, you'll discover the steps you need to make real, lasting changes, and you won't be alone. You'll have direct guidance from a coach who will be with you every step of the way, ready to answer questions and keep you aligned with your path. This course is not just an investment, it's a necessity, a vital blueprint for thriving in this new America. This 2-part course is only available on Patreon.